Before the video begins, I just want to say, take a look at my Patreon. For $5, you can get videos a week before official release and vote on monsters you want to see power scale. If that's your type of thing, the links will be down below for you to check them out. See you there. Hello everybody, it's Nergigante and welcome back to another Monster Hunter video. In this one, I'm going to be tackling a very controversial topic of Nergigante, one of my favorite Elder Dragons. The way he is hyped up has always been deserved, but I feel like we need to put him in the safe zone, and that's what this video is all about. As always, take what I say with a grain of salt. I may have stumbled upon old information, so if anything at the time of this video comes out afterwards, I will make a follow-up video, but for now, it looks like we're going to be tackling with what we got. First, we're going to talk about Nergigante in his base form, not Ruiner. So this will be cut up in two sections. The first we're going to talk about is base form Nergigante, not Ruiner Nergigante, just to clear up any confusion. So let's get into it. Nergigante in his base form, and once again, not Ruiner, is shown to tussle with a few monsters who have credible feats of their own. For instance, Nergigante in his base form was able to manhandle Kushala Daora in a turf war. And by the way, Kushala is capable of dispersing major snowstorms, which should scale to the ranges of island level. Base Nergigante just casually throws Kushala around, giving Nergigante a solid island level scaling. So, with that, Nergigante easily is above Kushala Daora, obviously. And if you're skeptical about that, let's take a look at the other turf wars that he has. Nergigante also handles Teostra and Lunastra quite easily, who should be comparable, who has consistent island level feats. So for base Nergigante, we have him at island level. And at a highball, I'd say country level of power, if you want to be, want to rank him to that. If you want to rank Nergigante to around country level, Nergigante has competed with the Hunter who previously defeated Xenojiva, who had absorbed the bioenergy from the Zora Magdaros, who threatened to destroy the entire new world, which is at least a small country level feat. Probably even higher, but this is sketchy because Nergigante didn't even try to kill Zora Magdaros outright, and instead was following Zora and planned to eat it when it finally had passed. That's the entire reason why Zora came to the New World, so it could die in the Vaten Vale. Nergigante is an apex among the Elder Dragons, with its title being called the Elder Dragon that eats Elder Dragons. You would think that if Zora was truly a prey item to Nergigante, that it would have no issues directly challenging it like it does with other Elder Dragons. Instead, Nergigante was exhibiting behavior very similar to other apex predators, or just predators in general in the real world. For example, lions, which are considered apex predators in our world, very rarely hunts elephants, as they are smart enough to not take the risk. It's not worth it, basically. As in, a single elephant can kill a group of lions easily. However, it is common for them to follow the herd, picking off the sick and weak, and waiting until they fall behind or eventually collapse and die. Nergigante was showing this exact same behavior with Zora Magdaros, which can easily imply that it knew it wouldn't be able to kill it itself, or that at least it was too big of a risk. Whether you want to use the hunter scaling logic to push Nergigante to country level, it is up to you. But as I said, it's highly unlikely. Okay, now here's where it gets fun. We're now talking about Ruiner Nergigante. Okay, so let's get into it. Ruiner Nergigante, who should be above base Nergigante naturally. For this, let's take a look at Furious Rajang, who should be comparable to Savage Deviljho, who outpowers Elder Dragons like Kushala and Teostra from what we see on Rise, which, even though it is a game ahead of World, can still use to help our cause. And then Ruiner Nergigante's and Furious Rajang's turf war, they tie. So, with this, we can say Ruiner Nergigante is safely above base Nergigante. To really put a scale on this though, let's look at Velkhana. During their turf wars, we're able to see surprisingly Ruiner ties with Velkhana. The key word is ties, guys, ties. Which already puts Velkhana above the likes of other Elder Dragons, such as Kushala, for example, who has that large island feat that we mentioned earlier. What's even more surprising is that Velkhana also one-shots the Hunter. The same Hunter who beat previously Xeno'jiiva, which that feat alone already puts Velkhana above small country level. The Hunter losing not only happens once, but yet again during the Velkhana siege in Astera, where not only does the Hunter fail to kill Velkhana, but the entire guild also fails to bring it down alongside him. Weapons such as the Dragonator prove to be futile. These Velkhana feats definitely put it above small country level scaling, with the highball being large country, since Ruiner is relative to Velkhana. This also puts Ruiner somewhere around high country level. Now, all you can say about Ruiner is that it beat Shara Ishvala and call it a day. But I'm here to tell you that Shara was weak from fighting the Hunter, and if the circumstances were different, Nergigante wouldn't even try to tackle it, because, as stated before, Shara is not even in its prey system, its niche. Nergigante purposely waited for the Hunter to dwindle down Shara's strength in order to kill it. And the game has stated multiple times Shara is continental levels of strength, with entries noting that Shara has the power to manipulate the Earth and reshape the entire Earth itself. Continental is an entire tier higher than where Ruiner even scales. There's absolutely no way it'll be able to fight Shara on equal footing head on from what we have discussed so far. And all these feats are blatantly stated by the game itself. Shara is at least continental indisputably. Now, if you want to highball Nergigante off at least being able to kill Shara off guard, you can say Nergigante is indeed continental level due to it killing Shara, but that was, like I said before, a weakened Shara who was already beaten. If you think Nergigante still scales above Shara and that he caught it off guard in a weakened state, that is a completely invalid argument, as you're basically saying that because it had the opportunity to kill it, that means it's automatically stronger. That is not the case, guys. That is really not the case. Ruiner shows the exact same behavior as base Nergigante. Instead of challenging Shara head on, and instead observed and waited for the best time to strike, being when the Hunter had already done all the work, as Shara at this point was already defeated. Again, which implies that Ruiner deemed it not worth the risk. This point can also be strengthened as Ruiner is shown even picking other fights with risk, as they often turf war with Furious Rajang, as said before. If Ruiner is okay with taking chances in a 50-50 fight, but shied away from fighting Shara directly, you could easily say Shara was out of its league and that it was too strong for Nergigante to even consider a prey item. Let's briefly recap what we established. Nergigante wouldn't tackle Shara Ishvala if it was at full strength, making us pit base Nergigante safely at island level at a low ball, and at a highball country level if you want to use the Zora calcs. And for Ruiner, who should be above base Nergigante should be around large island level at a low ball, and at a high ball small country level. Again, take this all with a grain of salt. And that'll be all for this video. If you enjoyed this, please leave a like. I'm trying to push these out almost every 2 weeks. I think it's fair. Next video will be about Ibushi and Nara, which should be fun. Shouldn't be too hard to do. If I get the calcs and stuff done for them quickly, you'll see it uploaded earlier. With that all said, please follow me on Twitter and let's discuss. See you down in the comments. Until next time.